Yo guys, what's going on? Rebel Warshack here, and I'm going to cover the best decks that I've seen so far since the mini set. Yogg changed some things up. He's a pretty fun card. Anomalies, better than expected, to be honest. I didn't think they'd be that fun at all, but they ended up being, they're decent. It's fun, and good thing they're only in for a week, but this week it'll shake things up. It makes games interesting. So first things first, Drum Druid. This deck, for those of you who don't want to craft like a bunch of new stuff, really just has the Yogg Saron and the Stoizlers in here because these battle cry summon a 2/2 Treant. When they die, they summon a Treant. Summoning Treants are good in a Treant deck, along with Yogg is really good because it costs one less for each spell you've cast this game. And this deck basically just has a large quantity of spells, which you could take advantage of, discounting him a whole bunch, and then filling up your hand with tentacles, or taking control of your opponent's minions, or killing off their board. So Yogg Saron slots right into the Dumb Druid deck, and it's really, really good. Drum Druid was already pretty decent before the mini set came out, and this just kind of gives it another way to win. If you don't have Yogg Saron, don't want to do that, you can just play like Astalar or something like that. But yeah, fairly cheap deck. 2 legendaries in the whole deck. One's from the new mini set, and the rest are just common and rares. Moving to the Double Cock Rogue. So Mech Rogue, #1 for a long time, was really, really good. Then it got nerfed, and then it was, no one played it. And then I told everybody it was good because it was good. And then people started playing again. And then, like, now a lot of people are playing it again. But now Mech Rogue has turned into the Cock Rogue again. And that is because we have tentacles. So these new chaotic tendrils are kind of crazy. It's a 1 mana 1/1, cast a random 1-cost spell, improve your future chaotic tendrils. So each time you play a tendril, it'll start with a 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana until you're playing a tendril, and each tendril you play is casting a 10 mana spell for 1 mana. They're also 1 mana, so it combos really well with stuff like the location, Sinstone Graveyard, and it just works with your turns really, 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 really well. So with a deck like this, we have the tendrils, we have Yogg to give us more tendrils, we have the new Prison Breaker, which is if you cast 5 or more spells this game, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Super, super good AoE. It's really easy to cast 5 or more spells because most of this deck it is spells. You have the new Tendril Grip, which combo, get a tendril and then it does 3 damage. Of course, you have like the concoction package. You've got Fan of Knives in here, which is kind of spicy, and this deck just has a ton of value. If you don't like the current way it's set up, if you want to like add Astalar and Breakdance, which I've seen a lot of people do, you're more than welcome to add those cards to the deck as well. This is just the list I've been seeing floating around, and it's doing really, really good. But again, if you want to run Astalar and just your win condition be Astalar, then that's fine too. This takes advantage of a lot of the new cards and not so much win conditions we've seen in the past. Heading on to Control Warlock. So for those of you who don't want to buy the mini set and you just want to play the absolute best deck, that's going to be this deck right here. This deck doesn't really run any new cards. I tried to slip in ETC for the Yogg. So you're still playing Yogg, but he's like inside of ETC, and most of the time you're really probably not playing him anyway. But I figured, since if you want to play him, but you also want to just play a really good deck, you could do this and feel kind of spicy, but still at the same time, you're not playing technically any new cards. But yeah, this is just the best deck right now. A lot of people hit #1 legend with it. A lot of people just climbing with it. It's super duper popular, and it's just really, really good. It just does everything. You want control, it's got it. You want burst, it's got it. You want to play Sargeras on turn 5, you got it. You want to just make 7/7s for free, you got it. You want to somehow ramp and steal mana from your opponent, you got it. So Control Warlock, really, really, really good right now. And also just keep in mind, decks like this that are really good, like the best decks in the meta before the mini set came out, are going to be the best decks for a little bit until people figure out which new cards are really good and then refine those new decks. This right now, just the best deck. A lot of people just slamming this deck, not playing any new cards. If you can't afford the mini set, don't have it, or don't want to do it, that's okay too. This deck's here for you. Moving to the second to last deck, we have the Control Warrior here. This is the first deck I played today. We played a lot of games with it, and it felt really, really, really good. So new cards, Battle Worn Faceless. This was insane. This felt like, it maybe not as good as Reverb, but like being able to use this on our own Firebird, super good. Double bird action, high caliber shit. Also using it on your own Prime or your own Titan, super, super good as well. Also, you can use this on opponent's minions, which I found very awesome too. So if your opponent has a juicy minion, or if they have their Titan out, you can just, I wouldn't say steal their Titan, but you can turn into their Titan most of the time, then you kill their Titan. So super nice card there. I found one of them just to be the perfect amount. 2 of them was too many. Moving down to the new Sanitize card. This is AoE. It's just nuts. I mean, this is just good AoE. Getting armor is really easy in this deck, and being able to utilize this card is very easy, and it's just been fantastic. We also run the new General. General's super nice as well because you get a whole bunch of armor. You play this guy, he gives you some armor, and then he's unkillable unless he gets silenced or something like that. But he just lives forever depending if you have armor or not. Also, don't forget that if you have Odin out and you play this guy, he gets 4 armor too. So you get to play general hero power, and then you get to attack for 6 too. So a lot of people were like, how did you get armor? This guy actually Battlecry get it 4 armor, and then Death Rattle lose 4 armor, resummon this. So super good, really, really fun card. And just gives Warrior just another thing to do. And Warrior has had a lot of things to do. Besides that, the core of the deck is pretty much the same. I actually ended up cutting a Starfish in ETC. I ended up cutting the Minotaurs as well for the new stuff. But the new stuff is good enough to cut the Minotaurs for, to be honest. So, deck's been doing great for us today, and this was my most fun deck to play, and the deck I did the best with. I like the Warrior. All right, so the last deck today, super spicy, maybe not the best, but we needed some spice in here. So this new Runes of Darkness card, which discovers a weapon, spend 3 corpses, give it +1/+1. The Death Knight weapon pool is really good. You know what's in there? The staff. Making this a 2/4 is insane. Also getting a 5/3 Might of Menthol is really, really good. And then a 6/4 Assbringer is really, really good. So instead of running down with the ship because you have to run the blue, we decided to run the red. And running red lets us go ahead and play No Munchers, Banshees, and Patchwork, which are really, really good because they heal you and they're basically need to kill or your opponent loses. So we have the Plague package in here with some blood stuff sprinkled in with abilities to make a lot of really insane weapons. So we actually ended up ending today, I think 8-3 with this particular list, breaking into almost triple-digit legend. So granted, it may just be like a day one, you know, any deck can kind of do well, but this deck, you won't see anybody playing something like this, and it did pretty damn well. So with that, hopefully you've enjoyed the decks. Good luck out there. Hopefully you've enjoyed the mini set with anomalies. Let me know what you think of the anomalies. Honestly, at first I wasn't excited. I really wasn't excited for the anomalies. I thought it'd be not so much fun, and I was definitely a little bit wrong there. The anomalies have been pretty fun. Sometimes it gets a little frustrating because your opponent like gets a really good one, but the benefit is it works for both players too. You know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't feel as bad, and it makes the games a little bit more spicier. Like we had a game earlier where I was playing Warrior and I got the old tank up hero power, and then it also reduced the cost of the hero power by 1, making it a 1 mana tank up hero power. We won that game, of course, and it felt really nice, of course. So that's probably like, you know what I mean? It just spices it up. It's only a week long. It's been all right. So curious to see what you guys experience on the new anomalies are. But yeah, enjoy the decks, and I catch you in the next video. Of course, I'm Robert Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.